It is Never Run Alone. I'm Rien MacDonald and joined today, as always, by Boudakin, Farrenkothen, Merrick, also known as Ella, Cam and Kris, or Ella, Kris and Cam, depending on the order that I read that initially.
Got that in the end.
And known affectionately as the Dogs.
Wow.
Affectionately?
I'd say so. Who knows what week this is of recording? I'm hiding the sheet from Ella, who somehow won the quiz last week.
12.
12?
12?
That's my guess.
I reckon 9.
9?
7.
Thank God she didn't win it again. It's the 11th week of
What?
recording.
Wow.
Two Gold Coast weeks.
Yeah. There was a week where Mimi subbed in for Boudakin.
Yeah.
But yeah, the double goalie. So last week was our 10th episode, celebrating the partnership kicking off with Aid Station.
What a serendipitous time for that partnership to come through.
Yeah, to come through. Didn't realise at the time, but the 10th. But this makes it the 11th episode. And
Goodness.
the second with Aid Station.
Huge.
Thank you to Aid Station. I did promise a code at the top of last week's episode, which never came. But we do have it. Do you know what it is, Kris?
I do believe it is Never Run Alone. One word.
Say it quick. Say it really quick.
Yeah.
Never Run Alone.
And now 5 times.
Slow it down. 0.5 times speed.
And you'll get a nice little percentage off. Do we tell the people what
Yeah,
they'll
I
get,
do
or should
believe
they
it's-
just find out? Should they just find out? We tempt the people.
What do you reckon?
It's a number within the number of episodes that we've done.
Very good, very good. Go check it out. Place an order. Obviously, Sydney Marathon, a couple of weeks away, which we're going to talk about. We are chatting some City2Surf, bit of Aussie Athletics, buying and selling a little bit later on. But we're going to jump into some questions, which the warm-up. Now, just to clarify as well, last week we had a lot of related warm-up questions, but it's more a bit of a warm-up for
For us.
The pod.
for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. To get us going.
Certainly for Ella, but yeah, for all of us, for you listening as well.
I'm not awake yet.
So we've had some good ones. We're just going to go straight off running one. Tess Verity would love to know loop running clockwise or anti-clockwise, and I feel like this very much relates to
Sunny
Centennial,
P.
but we're also at Gore Hill quite a lot.
Well, Gore Hill would run anti-clockwise.
Anti-laps at
Yeah.
Gore Hill, clockwise at
Well, tracks
Centennial.
are normally anti-lap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anti-clockwise.
Yeah.
So I think that makes sense.
If you're running an anti-lap at Centennial, you are a pick-me.
Haram.
You are a picnic. But it
Sissy
is
Bergman.
good. Yeah, I was going to say.
Loves it. And she
Sissy-
will be listening.
Sissy's reasoning was that if you...
Northern Hemisphere, it's different.
yeah.
The toilet flush is different.
Yeah.
If
Shout
you're
out
there
to Simpsons.
solo,
Yeah.
then anti is the best way to like spot people and see
Okay,
people.
I'll allow
and then
it
you
for
can
a
change
solo
it.
hunt your people down. but
Otherwise, you're just
if
chasing
you're
each
running in a
other's
group,
tails.
anti, fired.
Yeah.
Yeah, big group, antis.
There was a moment. There was one run where Tilly was at Centennial Park, and I was coming in, and I was like, I'm going to run just normal, and then she was like, yeah, I'm running normal too, but then we were both running anti, and so we spent 20 minutes trying to find each other.
That speaks to you guys.
Yes, that doesn't shock me in the
Perfectly.
Yeah, silly goose.
Yeah.
Very good. Matt Burks would like to know what's your favourite piece of running-related media you've seen? Film,
Ooh.
doco, YouTube.
Oh, great question.
I will come straight off the bat with I'm trying to remember the name of it. The doco that Joe Greer and Eric Floberg did.
Oh, yeah, that is good.
In motion? Still
No.
moving? That
Us.
one? Still
Moving still.
moving still.
Moving still.
Yeah, yeah.
It's unbelievable. Beautifully shot. Incredible story. Joe's story is so heavy. And just incredible runners, the two of them. And if you haven't watched it, go watch it.
Great
It's
content.
Great one.
incredible.
We did a pod with Joe at the start of the year. It's coming out next week.
Hope so.
There you go.
Looking
Love
forward
it.
to it.
Nice.
Yeah. No, really good. I'm a huge Clayton Young
Yes.
vlog.
Yeah.
I've rewatched all of them multiple times. I just think especially the Paris build one, the Paris and the New York one specifically. He did one for Boston as well, but that was good. But
Shorter.
yeah, even the New York one was shorter, but the New York one was kind of off the back of the Olympics. But the Olympic build was I think being able to get the insight into a truly like elite level build into an Olympics, and it's their first Olympics, and you get like all their training, the sort of grind, the ebbs and flows of they're doing it weekly. They did it weekly. Then they go, planning to go over there, actually going to altitude in France, coming back down to Paris, the actual race itself, like just that whole journey was unreal, and also such high production value that it was just an unreal series. So if you haven't watched it, I would highly recommend it.
Makes
Clayton
you
Young.
appreciate how elite they actually are.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
The work that goes into it is
When
just
when it is
insane.
actually a full-time job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's just, I just think if you like running or you're interested in like the elite perspective, it's not just here's what I ran this week. It's like engaging. They're talking to camera, but then like their training and shots are just breathtaking and beautiful and so engaging. So yeah, couldn't recommend it higher.
I can't remember the name of it, shock. But the Dead Cow Gully Backyard Ultra, there was a documentary about that, and it was insane about
epic.
how long they went, the troubles that they had, the troubleshooting that they had to go through, and it just went on and on and on. I will find the name of it somewhere and send it to you. Not that you care, but it's
That is so embarrassing.
Sorry. Just reminded that we're on the pod.
Reminder to lock in.
Yeah, no, very different, obviously, to the elite, like marathon, shorter distances. It's a whole different ball game, but yeah, I'd probably go for that one.
Nice. Have you seen the Big's Backyard? I think it is. In the
Yeah,
US?
yeah.
That's a
Oh, I
good
thought
one.
it was Burke's backyard there.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I went straight there.
Probably really
A
great.
classic.
Not so much running, but yeah, classic
Dr.
classic
Harry.
I will
content.
say another really good one is the one with, I can't remember her name, the Barclays Marathon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jasmine.
Jasmine
is it-
Paris?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, that
about
one is
her-
incredible.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, and
that's
her
another really good
training.
one.
Is that her like real postpartum? She sort of just giving birth like
Maybe.
a
No,
year
she's
or so.
No,
like
she's-
ago?
a
she's taking
5-year-old
young
or
kids.
something.
Thinking of someone
Yeah.
else. Okay.
But it was like she was the first woman to complete
Barclays,
the
yeah.
Barclay Marathon, and literally
Yeah.
with like 3 seconds to spare or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
A minute,
It
I
was
think,
like
within
the
a minute.
run to the gate kind
And
of.
she just collapsed at the finish, and it was so emotional.
Yeah.
I cried.
Love
Great.
that.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, you sort of took mine, Clayton Young's, but I was just thought I'd give a shout out to Seth O'Donnell. Some great short form content.
Team.
Shout out to
Go
the
Hawks.
stuff.
On that, the more like casual side of it, because I think all of the ones that we've talked about are quite like high production value.
Yeah.
2 UK guys who do great weekly vlogs. Philly Bowden,
Oh, yeah.
One for the gals.
Philly.
Philly's great.
she's unreal.
Amazing.
And Ben is running. I can't remember.
Ben
his
is
last
running.
name.
Yeah.
Ben,
From the UK.
His last name is Running.
Ben is
Yeah.
running. Ben
Middle
middle
name
name
is.
Yeah.
Incredible vlogs. They're
Yeah.
all great.
And I think
Good
Mac,
value,
I was about to say Mac.
Dewar.
yeah, the locals.
Yeah. Connor and he's chasing elite.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
great
Great
content.
series. Yeah.
Just come back. Yeah.
Cam Merrick might bring some short form content.
Stay
He's getting a lot of
tuned.
pressure.
By now, there's a lot of pressure.
The
By
next time I
me.
hear, I want to do this and nothing happens, I'll.
You got to give me time, man.
Go
I
ahead.
haven't had a chance to flake out yet. It will happen.
It's coming.
When?
Very exciting. Tilly Donks on the Instagrams. If you could only ever run one route and distance for the rest of your life, what would it be?
One route and distance.
60 plus strides.
I'm going to say, well, it's got to be the route as well.
That's
I might,
pretty good.
I might just lock in on New York Marathon.
Wow.
I went there
That seems
too.
greedy.
Yeah. Go do that every day.
Seems greedy.
It's a big, yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's a lot of New York.
You probably do. It's a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CP 3.7.
One route. That's
Yeah.
a great question.
And distance.
And distance. I
So
feel like
like-
I'd want like a 10 to 12.
Yeah, like
I
an
feel
hour.
like it's hard to beat the
60 plus strides.
the Opera House around the Miss McCory's chair, like that. If I could get
Yeah.
that 15k, over the bridge, around the harbour and back, I think that's pretty hard to beat worldwide. Along Sydney.
Yeah.
and
That's
stuff.
true.
Yeah.
So that's an option.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
But tough one.
Yeah.
Good
We'll
question.
all agree on it.
60 minutes, a few
Locked in.
strides.
Yeah.
She was telling me this morning
Alright,
that
yeah.
she'd submitted a question, so there you go. She'll be stoked.
Yeah, I replied and she was like, it took me a lot to do this in caps. So thanks. Shout
She
out to
actually gave me
Tilly.
the
Tilly.
second one in person. I said maybe I'll bring it up later in the pod.
Love
Don't
that.
get greedy.
Yeah, you get one and one only.
Ojas, how much knee pain is too much knee pain?
Ooh. I
1
would
out of
suggest
10.
there's a traffic light system that works wonders. If you are, I think it's 0 to 3 out of 10, run. 3 to 5, adjust your run. Anything over 5, get on the bike, depending on if the bike flares your knee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going if it hurts in a run and then the second run it still hurts, that's too much.
I think
For knee pain, I'm saying.
Yeah, I
you
was
don't
gonna
want to
say,
muck around
take
with
your
knees.
own advice.
Yeah. Hey.
I think if it's when you are warmed up and into a run, and it's still consistently there, and then after the fact it's still there, like probably a sign to pull back maybe.
Chill out a bit.
Rebuild, Ojas, rebuild.
He's getting. I was talking to him today. He's in the big block. He's
He's got like
been
8 weeks till
dialing
New
in.
York.
Yeah, he's been firing.
Good boy.
Yeah, he's been on a solid build. I just said, go get yourself a massage. Keep everything in check.
Yeah.
Too many people going down.
Might have to plug your massage.
He's gone. He's
No.
already got. He goes. Yeah, my
Yeah.
guy Izzy. I won't say where because he's not paying me. But I'm already giving
that
him
can
enough
change.
free referrals.
Love it. There's some really good questions. We're going to come to some in the Sydney Marathon section that are related to the marathon, coming up to 2 weeks out. But the final one before we jump into some City2Surf controversy and other bits and pieces, Sissy would like to know death row meals
Oh,
or meal. You know, they obviously get
Mince
one.
on toast.
Whoa, that is
Mince on
so
toast.
on brand.
Like Jaffle.
What?
Yeah.
You
I
need
said
to eat a
I
steak.
said it.
yeah. I think it'd be like a good steak and some like really good potatoes. That's
Yeah.
like some kind of like very good potatoes.
Potatoes, not chips.
No, like baked potatoes.
Creamed cauliflower as well on the side. Big bit of that. Or like potato, is it
Good
not
bit of buttery
scallops?
corn.
Yeah, yeah.
That or like a really good like bolognese or like ragu,
Knew you were gonna say that.
slow cooked like pasta. Yeah, I love pasta. But yeah, that or a steak.
Mine would be a pizza,
Wow. Any particular type?
oven baked.
Okay.
Oven baked.
As opposed to
Not wood
microwave.
fired.
Hey man, it's death row. You get a
wood-
microwave pizza.
Wood fired.
The Domino's
A
fire
nice
roast.
like
Yeah.
sourdough.
Ranch on it.
But like what? Yeah.
Yes, ranch. We're talking ranch.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking meat.
Bit of red onion.
Tomato base. Yummy.
Yeah. And I was like, what type of pizza? I obviously meant what, like...
Yeah, no, I know.
What, yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Oven baked. Yeah, sick.
As opposed to deep fried.
Yeah. And a cheesecake for dessert.
Mine
Slash
would be-
tiramisu. One of those two.
What sort of cheesecake?
Basque.
Bomb.
Because it's on the line.
Deep fried.
Makes it on the weekend.
Lemon cheesecake, I reckon.
Yeah, I do like a lemon cheesecake.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Maybe for Christmas
you
one,
one.
yeah. Phenomenal. You'll make one.
I'll make you one.
Yeah.
Go on. We got-
If
in-
I
live
make
on-
it to
live
the
on
finish
pod.
line of Sydney Mara or live on the pod.
We're having a
I'm making one for
mukbang.
Ojas.
Cooking with Cam.
Baking.
Speaking of
Yeah.
cooking
Yeah.
with baking. I was going to throw nicely from cooking with Cam to
Wait,
cooking
what was
with Cam at
yours?
City2Surf. I'd say a steak.
Oh,
Steak and-
boring.
Says mince on toast, girl.
Toast.
City2Surf was last weekend.
It was.
We had some.
What a day.
Can I just say that was the best day?
An absolute
Best day.
sod
Like
fest.
so many people sending it and just phenomenal scenes all
Yeah.
around.
Incredible scenes. Winners in the male and female. Isaac Hayne with a 40.33 and Bronte Oates 45.41. Big
How-
winners.
How long do
Amazing.
you reckon before the 40 falls?
Oh, it's going to be tough, man. Like,
Good question.
really tough. Like, to
What's
shave
that?
an extra... That's an
3
extra...
seconds?
Yeah, an extra
Okay.
3 seconds a K off that.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's pretty tough. He'd probably need to be in a fight with someone to
Yeah.
the finish. I think he had it pretty comfortable by the end, and he probably just cruised down the
Yeah,
hill.
it was like 20 or 30
Yeah.
seconds in front of
Yeah,
second.
you'd have to be like
Clifford, right?
sending it down the hill.
Yeah.
I think. But you know, there's a reason it stood for so long. It's a very tough record.
Massive.
But yeah, quite a stacked field, and Hayne going back to back, so making it a regular thing.
Back to back. Clifford in second. 10K Aussie champ.
DeCanto in third.
Canto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One for the late 30s.
I mean, where Ella and I were positioned
Mr.
at
Consistent.
the start of the Red Bull zone at around kilometre 5,
Yeah.
we saw Hayne come through. Clifford was what, maybe 40, 50 metres
Yeah.
behind?
Maybe even a bit more.
Interesting he made the move early there.
Yeah.
Usually,
Yeah.
I think they often wait until the hill to try and break
Each
away.
other, yeah.
Right. We saw that gap, and then
There was a
maybe
huge
another
pack as well.
bit behind. DeCanto was in there with
Goddard.
Goddard and a few other weapons.
Yeah.
Nipares. He's a ex. Oh, I don't know if he went to the Olympics, but he's like an Oz like steeplechaser. I always see his name around. He ran a 2:17 in Boston, I think.
Dog.
Yeah, he's a gun. I just see his name on around everywhere. He came like 5th. He goes at the RBA, and he's like a... Anyway.
What?
Sydney, yeah, but he's a gun runner.
I love that.
Rogue, yeah.
What
great.
did do we see what suit guy ran it in?
He was like, I think it was like 51 or something like that.
Pretty good effort, man. If he would have missed out on the rain then running that quick, or would he go
Sprinkles, but yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him at the very start.
Lucky. Imagine getting. I mean, all those people at the back of the pack in their costumes who would have absolutely got hammered by the rain.
And it wasn't just like spring. It was like a down.
It was torrential. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you finished at about what time was it?
Maybe like 8, just a bit before 8:30.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then there was a
25.
bit of, we stayed around, spectated, and then about 9:30, the heavens just opened and it was
For a good half hour.
horrendous.
Yeah.
And there was people starting at 9:30. Like, imagine just...
We saw that video of that poor dad. Took his 2 kids out in a pram. Phenomenal piece of content. But he was basically like, this is the worst day of my life.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather run 300 Ks
Yeah.
than do this again. And I
Yeah.
think he stopped
Fair
at the
play.
9K mark.
But
Yeah,
shout out
Kudos
to
to you, bro.
He got to the top of Heartbreak Hill and said,
Yeah, he
Called
made
it.
up that
I can't
hill.
do the down.
How would he have gotten home? Like, Ubering from there. It would have been
Probably.
tough.
He
Yeah.
probably stopped at like the shops at the top and just like got an Uber from there or something like that, where it breaks away. Like,
Yeah.
Tough.
that is just...
That is some sweet.
Respect
sweet hell.
for trying, though.
That's what
Yeah.
Yeah. And that
Yeah.
pram would have been heavy.
that is. Yeah.
2 kiddos in there.
had about 30 litres of water.
Yeah, you immediately just in our group chat were just like, rule number 1 of dads in pram, don't take your kids out in the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing good
No
ever happens.
way.
Slippery. Not,
Ever
not
happens.
ideal.
Yeah.
Last week when we recorded, we didn't know that this competition was a thing as part of City2Surf, but it came up, I think, later that day.
Later that day, yeah.
Red Bull ran a 1K segment sort of competition. If you were the fastest running this segment, you won a trip to Japan. And I think from there, I'm going to let Mr. Merrick take over the thoughts. You came
It's-
across this at what, midday?
The prize.
Yeah.
To go a little bit more into the prize, I think it's what $2,000 to cover flights on a com.
Yeah,
plus
it's just flights
entry.
on a com. Flights on a com to Japan, and then entry into a race called the Red Bull 400,
Yeah.
which they run like
Up
every
a
year.
ski hill.
It's
Yeah.
basically like build to be like the world's hardest 400 or something, and it's basically like up a ski jump, like the ones that they do like ski jumping off. So
They go
it's like-
down.
You go up.
So they do it down,
Yeah.
So you got to go up, and so it's basically like a sprint up like a crazy steep hill.
What is it like? Surely between like 15-20%.
Oh, I guess like 32% or something like that. Yeah.
Or like if you
Part of it's
fall,
like-
if you fall on that, you're falling down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Like-
looks like
Yeah.
those ninja ones where they like run and jump and like try and hold
There's
on.
parts of it
it's
where like
that.
they're like
Legit.
you basically have to like climb
Yeah.
at the end, because at the very top of it, it's like
It's
you're
so
basically
steep.
like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta
Hands and
climb.
knees, yeah.
Imagine falling. There would have been people because they do
Yeah,
them all
totally.
around the world as well. I think there's like
Yeah, they do it like I
they
think
do 8 or
twice
9 a year
or something like that. Or
No, I feel like they do quite a few.
Okay,
When I looked
there
up
you
on Wikipedia, which did fail me last week in the quiz seemingly,
Yeah.
but
Right, try again.
anyway.
The old crowdsource information.
Yeah. So shout out Mac. He gave me a call on Friday morning, and after the pod actually, and just called me and was like, "Hey man, have you seen this? I think you should try it." And I had to think about it, and he just like inceptioned it in my mind, and it just grew and grew and grew into a bigger
Planted
idea.
the
And
seed.
I was like, yeah, all right,
All right.
I'm in.
maybe I should, because they cooked me out of getting an elite bib for City2Surf, so I was in the red group. So I was behind a whole bunch of people, and I was like, I kind of want to send it, but I'm just going to be battling through people for the first K, and I won't be able to sit with a group of people who I want to sit with. So I'll just cruise the first 5 at like, I said cruise. It was like just I went at like a 3:35 and was like, I'll
So
do
crazy.
Cruise.
that. I knew that would happen when I said that. I
Marathon pace.
yeah. And I was like, I'll do that, and then just ramp up into it. Had looked up the segment the night before to see
Key detail, that one.
Yeah.
key detail. Well, it was
Where-
You're
the
underselling
start
this a
line
lot.
is.
You did your research.
Yes.
You had a game plan.
yeah.
Made a spreadsheet.
I knew so yeah, it was for a 1K is how it was billed, but realistically it was like 1.05 ish. And it was for a specific segment on Strava that was called the Red Bull Flying Sprint, and it was like started at this like restaurant basically in Double Bay and went to basically the base of Heartbreak Hill, which is a pretty evil spot to have a 1K all out because you're about to roll straight into the hill. Anyway, I looked it up the night before and was like, I know where it starts. I'm just going to ramp up into that and then just go and just, split my watch and basically like just hold on for that, knowing it's that distance. Yeah. And yeah, so ended up checking after the race and had the fastest time on that segment and
Smacked it.
Mum's your dad and Red Bull messaged me on Monday and got the dub. So
Mum is your
pretty
dad.
sweet.
And Ella and I were there. We picked up your phone in Hyde Park.
did.
We ran
We
somewhat
ran the
along
course.
the course. Not the whole way, but we did run a little bit of the course.
Until that segment.
And we
Yeah.
stopped and we waited and we saw, like we said before, we saw Hayne, we saw Clifford, we saw the pack with Goddard, DeCanto.
Yeah.
We didn't see Cam Merrick.
I don't know how, missed him.
We somehow managed to miss you, which is quite funny. We saw another person.
We were also very distracted. There was lots going on.
There was a lot going on. We saw Ethan, who works at Fordham here. He was chatting to us. We saw Connor was down, different people. So we got a little bit distracted. Somehow missed you. But there was probably a big crowd because, like you said, you were in that red field
Yeah, I was still
behind
working
quite a few people.
I think at that point I was like around 200th or 250th. And by the time I got to the end of that segment, I think I was like 90th and then
Jeez.
finished 27th. Or like probably gun time probably finished like, I don't know, maybe 30th or early 30th or something like that.
But you're 27th overall in the end.
29th overall.
29th overall.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
What was your
Nearly 30th.
What was your
and then
finish
15th
time?
at the end?
46.33.
PB, baby.
Yeah.
Solid.
Minute and a half PB, which I was happy with considering I, again, cruise that first
Playing
first
silly balls.
five.
Yeah. Going to Japan.
But did feel very good to be honest on the hill, a lot better than I was expecting. Just kind of
So good, man.
kept picking people off, and feeling really strong. I kind of liked the hills element where you do get a bit of reprieve and you can kind of let the legs go and ramp back up into it and get a bit of feel. So,
And a little bit of controversy spilled out in the aftermath.
yeah, there's a lot of comments on the Red Bull thing. Anyway, it was just, I think there was a misunderstanding between the way they advertised it on the course was like, it starts here. And then realistically, like the way that they'd have to do it is you have to have it over a segment. Because if you just did it on someone's Strava split, first off, you've got to go through everyone's Strava. There's no way to see what everyone did.
Yeah.
But also, someone could be like, sprint 100 meters, pause the watch, sprint 100 meters, pause the watch, whatever. But if you have it on the segment, there's a leaderboard, which is easy for them to check, saves some marketing person doing it. And also, if you stop within the segment, there's a elapsed time.
It's going to blow out your time.
Yeah.
Which then leads, I think, what happened with
Which is where
other
the penny
people.
drops.
Which I knew because I looked at it the night before that there was this segment. But anyway, because they had it listed as like a point on the course, I think people stopped and then tried to ramp up for this sprint, that 1K, put a 1K on their Strava or whatever and see it that they've run this time. And then because they'd walked into the segment and stopped, the elapsed time had started and it was like bad, like that.
Yeah.
Is how
And
it
I
went.
think it was not confusing, but the chip mat was actually at the start of, not the real start, but at the start of where it was advertised. So you literally had the mat on the ground where all the flags and things were with
okay.
like Red Bull and everything.
Yeah.
So it literally looked like it was going from one to the other,
Yeah.
but in reality it started.
Segment probably
50,
started 20
70
metres
meters.
before,
Yeah.
or
Oh, like-
maybe
yeah.
more,
Yeah,
70
yeah,
metres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this particular guy, who I'm going to go in a bit more detail because we were there watching and we did see him.
We've got video footage.
I think Schofield Twin on Instagram, whoever it is. There's two of them, but obviously one of the guys ran it in a
Who is
Mario
it?
outfit.
Was sending it, to be honest.
He ran a great time.
Yeah.
Fully stopped though on the course. Like was doing stretches.
Yeah.
And we were sort of looking at him like, oh, this guy's going to go for it. And then took off and was rapid. We've got some footage of
So
him running
fast.
past. We don't have...
Ran at 240.
Yeah. I don't know if we've got footage of him like doing his limbering up beforehand because we weren't there to like watch other people see how they go. I mean, we're obviously
We
there
were
to
watching
enjoy
if
the day.
people were going to send it in that segment.
Yeah, but certainly like didn't decide to film this dude stretching. But most likely he's crossed over that segment. He's started his time and it's cooked him.
Sucks
Yeah.
to suck.
But also, if he wants to 1v1 Cam Merrick,
Yeah.
not that you're going to win a trip to Japan from it, but you might
Bragging
win back
rights.
some dignity
Redemption.
because you were not even second. I would not even know if he would have been top 100 with his elapsed time in the end.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but Hayne, it was
Clip that.
I feel like for them, it was probably good for them that someone else other than Hayne won, because
Totally.
otherwise it would have just been like, okay, the 2 winners of the race won this segment. It's like,
Yeah.
sick. Like, they probably needed, I don't know, someone.
They want a local hero.
Yeah, they wanted someone.
A
They got
local
Cam Merrick.
legend, Cam
Yeah.
Merrick.
So anyway, yeah, we're going to Japan. Very exciting, but it's
Woo.
a while away.
Cam to Japan.
I like
Cam to
it.
Japan, yeah.
I love it.
So it's gonna be fun, but that's it's a while away. It's like May next year, so plenty of time between now and then. Plenty of pods.
Post Boston.
Plenty of pods.
Plenty of
Post-Boston.
pods, plenty of Maras.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work between now and then.
Goodness me. Could
So-
be on the horizon. Hopefully be doing some content by then as well.
Plan to, yeah. If I'm not done by then you can roast me.
Very good. Well, in 2 weeks' time, you'll be pacing, hopefully,
An empty bus.
a few of us. But the bus is slowly
The bus is hitting some-
deteriorating.
The wheels are falling off.
For anyone listening for the first time, Sydney Marathon, Kris and I targeting sub 240. We ran 248 in New York. Cam, who's a 223 guy, was going to be pacing us. And
Guy.
Kris and I, who are both in our 30s, the wheels are falling off in a similar way. We've run every step in New York. We did Sydney
Yeah.
last year, mostly the whole way, and we've both had a bit of an issue with our... Mine's the right leg. Is yours
Mine's
the
the
right?
left.
Yours is the left? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the right side of the bus and the left side of the bus. And I'm
You
in the
wanna-
driver's seat, like I'm losing both wheels.
It's hard to steer.
Yeah.
Talk to us, Kris.
Yeah, I mean, up until maybe a week and a half ago, I was having the build of my life, I would say. Everything was going swimmingly. Body was feeling amazing. And then, a week and a half ago, had a bit of a hamstring issue that then I resolved really quickly, and it was amazing. And then quickly deteriorated into an ankle issue that came on, as I say, very quickly, which is always alarming. And so took a week off, and it wasn't getting any better. So I'm currently just furiously refreshing the results page of my radiologist, waiting for a report to see whether or not it's just a nice little tendon issue, or whether I have got the old dreaded stressy in my ankle, which would just be, it would be devastating. I would be super bummed, because that
Yeah.
would be the end of the Sydney Mara build.
Yeah, and how long's the stressy in that particular part of the body?
I
You're
think
You're going
it'd
for
be
at least
4
8.
weeks in a boot off, at
Offloading.
least 2 weeks, completely
Call it 2
weightless.
months.
It'd be 2 months before I'm back running to
Yeah.
the level that I was prior to injury.
Yeah.
So that puts us at October,
Yeah.
which if anyone's listening, you can pray for my wife, because I will be insufferable
Gropable.
for the next 2 months.
A great woman.
A great woman.
The best one.
Superb.
It'll just be a lot of bike, and I don't know, maybe I'll get jacked, come back with biceps.
I mean, that definitely won't be happening.
That
but,
I wanna see.
Shout out to the optimism.
Okay, hybrid.
Yeah, watch me.
Kris comes next
Get
week.
some
I'm doing a
rope.
high rocks.
Yeah. Get some freaking rope wiggles going.
You've been doing
Rope
wobbles before
wiggles.
you know it.
Rope wiggles.
The wiggles.
But yeah, I mean, it's been definitely the last 3 days have probably been the lowest, I would say, mentally. It's just brutal. I think,
Stuff you put a lot of time and effort in.
I think
Yeah.
that's the biggest
you
thing.
ripped away.
I have put the last 3 months into this build, and it had been going really well to have the handbrake pulled.
Very quickly.
Very quickly has been brutal.
Yeah.
And I think it then goes, okay, all things going perfectly well, I'm back in October. And that still obviously gives heaps of time pre-Boston, assuming we all get through. I assume we will. And then it's just, I got to be so damn diligent. I think the last build, the last kind of 8-9 weeks, while I have been gymming, definitely not as much as I should have been. I think I would have averaged maybe 1 a week.
Yeah.
And also the most obvious thing that I've dropped from New York build was the bike. I was biking at least an hour a week in the lead up to New York. And I would say that I could count on one hand the amount of times I sat on the bike between New York and here.
Wow.
So I think there's definitely things I have learnt and will re-implement. And I think there was maybe like just a little bit of complacency around the build as well. Like, I've done one marathon really well. Body's in a really good place. I don't need to do all the extra bits, but the marathon is a bitch.
Marathon is king.
Marathon is king,
Half
and
the
marathon
battle is getting
training
there in one piece.
Absolutely.
I feel like it's most of the battle, really. Like,
Yeah.
if you've done all the work and you get to that line and you know you've hit your sessions, like, it's obviously not going to be. It's not going to be easy, but you're going to be in the hunt in that mid-30s range, and then it's just gritting it out, really.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
brutal,
I
man.
said that
Brutal.
I was talking to my mate Has last night because he's training for Sydney. It's his first one, and I just was out on a run and I was bored and I was just like calling and voice noting a bunch of people just
what pace were you at? 420s.
Something
440.
cruisy, like 3:30.
440. But I just was sending him voice notes and I was like, hey man, how you traveling? You know, haven't had a chance to check in how you're going. And he's like, yeah, feeling good. He's got on the massage train once a week.
Good.
Once a week? Wow.
At the moment. Yeah, he's in between jobs, so he's got a lot of time on his hands.
And clearly a lot of money.
dream. Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Need to be back into work soon.
The old redundancy gardening
That's
leave.
that's what he's on. He's got months to work. But he was just like, yeah, feeling good. And I just said to him, yeah, like getting to the start line fresh in one piece is like, yeah, the hardest part to start with, especially for your first one. So you're doing really well. To be 2 weeks out, like ready to go into a taper is a great position to be in. And
Yeah.
just, frustrating when it doesn't go that way or something flares up. It's tough.
I mean,
Correct.
yesterday we were throwing ideas around or thoughts, and I feel like for you, Cam, building into the Gold Coast, you went straight off the back of Queenstown, where prior to that, we've talked about it on previous episodes, the three of us were all similar in terms of fitness level on long runs. I certainly think you had the pace on a Wednesday morning. Like Kris or I sort of never been able to keep up with you there. I mean, I speak for myself.
No.
I don't know if you'd agree.
Absolutely. I think we were always like 10-ish seconds off the pace for Cam.
Yeah. Whereas now we'd be a bit more than 10. But in that long run, sort of a couple of weeks out from New York, we were all sort of there or thereabouts, back-to-back weekends. Whereas off the back of that, you have been in the gym, and I think it's double sessions, whereas I agree with you, Kris, and I'm dealing with my own sort of Achilles niggle at the moment. I've only run 40Ks in the past 2 weeks, and sort of the back end of my 100K week, I was like dealing with a bit of an issue, and maybe in hindsight I could have eased off earlier than what I did. But I think it's that consistent gym work. We're throwing out these ideas of like, different nutrition and, all different things, ice baths, sauna, different recovery stuff. And Cam's shaking his head for anyone not watching, but it's like the gym stuff. And really it is the calf muscle. It is all the stuff in that lower body that I think you've done far better than Kris and I have done. And we're both copying it. Maybe you could say, Rien's 32, Kris is 30. But at the end of the day, you've got weapons like an Andy
We haven't
Buchanan.
even reached peak marathon.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
It's, you look at a guy like Andy Buchanan, who's been running all his life, like he would have built it up over years to then be able to maintain.
totally.
And anyone of that elite nature has built up this endurance in their muscles for it to not be an issue. And you've done it, I think, really well. If you maybe want to talk to it.
Yeah, I think, off Queenstown in November last year, probably took a couple of weeks of slowing down and then pretty much got into from just January on, started ramping back up and probably got to 70, 80K consistently for about a month. Then started with Maddie, and again had a long runway to Goldie. It was probably 22 weeks or so. Had a Hocker half, Sydney half as a race in there as well. That was probably 8 weeks before Gold Coast. So basically from that point started ramping up in the gym
From January.
From January on, started ramping up in the gym twice a week, and structured as well. Not just I'm going to go do some random stuff. Just pretty consistent structure of what I was doing, progressively building each week.
Progressive overload.
Exactly. And I said it in the chat, within 6 to 8 weeks, within the first month, you really get the gains in terms of you can lift heavier, you get those PBs in the gym. And then you sort of find your level where you can work without then cooking yourself, because obviously you can just keep lifting heavier and heavier and heavier, but eventually you've got to be able to back up to run. But the level of strength I found myself running with in that post 6 to 8 weeks of like solid lifting block and structured running was just night and day. Like I found myself stronger in the back end of runs. I found myself stronger when I was at full speed in a speed session. I found myself recovering stronger. Like I've always been able to back up all right, just from the nature of playing sport for a long time at a decent like level and consistency, that you're used to backing up maybe when you're at 80% and getting there, and it's used to taking a lot of load in the legs. But it's just a different level between consistent volume in running versus and stress that puts in your body versus like structured muscular stress, and having that strength of, you know, your big muscle groups like your quads, hammies, glutes, having that level be strong takes load off your joints and your ankles and your knees as well. But then also having stronger calves, Achilles. I could say all this and then tomorrow go tweak it, right? Touch wood. But at the same time, like you just have more strength and ability to bounce back. Like I was sore this morning running, but like I know it's about knowing your body and where you.
It's also that like, as much as it's getting your muscles strong, it's that like lifting heavy makes your bones more dense.
Yeah.
And makes your tendons be able to hold heavier weights.
But it's like you build a base
punishment.
running, like you build up kilometers over time, over months, over blocks, over years. But essentially you have to do that with strength as well.
Yeah. Totally.
Like you still need to build that base, which some people it takes longer for, others, you know, you can do it in 4 to 6 weeks or whatever time it may be.
Oh, like it's still, like I'm still building now.
That's what I mean. But like everyone's still building their bases, whether that be strength or Ks in the legs.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think like anyone who wants to get up to that level of consistent running and you know, start pushing times, like realistically getting 2 sessions in of like gym work for 45 to an hour each week will make a world of difference to you versus going out to do another 45 minutes of junk running. Like, it just, it's not as glamorous and maybe it's not as fun. And some people, you know, gym stuff is a bit daunting, but I just think I definitely started viewing it as this is a key part to, like, this work is going to lead to me feeling stronger in these runs, because then you'll have the moment when you're on the run, you're like, oh wow, like you get everyone has at that point where in your block you have a couple of runs that really feel strong and fresh, or you feel good and it all clicks. Those are the moments where you go, oh, it's probably that extra work I've been doing in the gym. It's the discipline I've had in doing my stretching, doing my mobility, doing like my isometrics, like to get your, you know, joints and everything built up. And then also, I think a big part of it in a block, I was talking with Ojas this morning about it, and I've obviously for a long time been a massive promoter of massage and like good sports massage and, you know, getting actual treatment, not just told to do some exercises. Because the way I kind of view it is like you're on a track and you're traveling to where you're going to go, but you know, when you get within that, you start veering off the side of the track and you're sort of a bit more unsteady, whatever. And if you let it go longer and longer and you keep going faster and faster, you're more likely to go off the side of the track. Whereas if you get treatment or you get some like mobility and things like that, all it does is just align you back to be in the middle. You know, I just view it as I'm in a block, you know, it's probably every month. And then as I get towards the end of the block, it's probably every 2 weeks. I need to get a massage because I'm putting my body through so much load. And if I let little niggles develop and they don't address, they get bigger because you're not stopping the training. You're just plowing ahead, right? The faster you go, you're just going to fall off the track if you don't get it back aligned. So, I think that it's worth, like, if you ask anyone who's injured, they'd pay 10 times the price to not be injured. You know, you can't undersell how good solid medical treatment is to actually address issues. That's why the pros do it. That's why anyone does it. And I can't, you know, I buy it, but I buy it every week. So.
Well, I mean, we both are now looking at potentially not running in 2 weeks' time.
I know, and that's devastating. I think, like, as much as I would like to be on the start line for myself, I think that it's the bigger picture of it's Sydney's first major marathon. It's crossing the start line that freaking Kipchoge's crossing. It's
seeing
like,
him on the course.
Yeah, absolutely. It's seeing
him run, like the energy you're going to get from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sharing that, like, or I guess like all the peripherals that come around a major marathon, but like the first major marathon.
Yeah.
So who knows? You might see me out there. You might see me out there with a freaking camera. Who knows?
I was going to say, you might have a sleep in instead.
Yeah. No, you'll see me out there
Probably not.
regardless. Whether I'm on course or off course will be a difference.
Of course.
What about you, Ella? How's the...
Yeah, you've been in the gym this week, right?
Yeah.
Or last week as
I'm a
well.
big dog in
like
the gym.
After Gold Coast, where we were kind of like all locked into your battle with injury, we haven't discussed your block as much for Sydney. It's kind of been a quick backup.
It's I'm kind of just winging it, like shock horror, but I'm kind of just repeating the last 4 weeks of what I did for Goldie into Sydney. And like, there's no like, this is the redemption. I'm like, I'm just going to go out and give it a crack. Like,
And give it being sub 3.
give the marathon a crack.
Right.
Like, if that means sub 3, if that means a PB, if that means
Crossing the finish line.
or getting to the start line.
Yeah, totally.
Totally.
On that note, how are you?
Yeah.
You don't want to see the back of her heels.
Not
man.
emotionally. I want to know physically. I'm not paid
How
enough
many
to
hours do you
understand
have?
emotional.
We're 50 minutes into this app.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit less.
Tune in for another 50.
Behind the Patreon wall.
Yeah, behind the Patreon wall, all right. The last, I want to say 3 weeks have been relatively good. Like consistently hitting like 70, 75, 80 Ks a week. No issues. This week, I don't know. It's been a week. I feel like lack of sleep, probably not being very busy at work and just things pile up, like life happens. And like even this morning, it just felt so long, like running for 60 minutes or so. It felt like 8 years, honestly. So yeah, Achilles is not playing part this week. It's just extremely inflamed. Feels like a burning sensation for the entire day, which is not ideal. Like ankles just a bit sore. So like niggles, right? Just building
It's
up.
always out now, right? Like now you can just like
Yeah,
tape
after
up
this
properly.
week, after this week, it's gonna
Like
go down.
I reckon she would feel worse than I do, but she pushes on. Like your
Yeah,
ability.
totally. Her
to-
pain
Yeah.
through the
it's
freaking roof.
way
Maybe
higher.
something to do with females and the way that they're wired to give birth.
Yeah.
You know?
Certainly.
Your pain threshold is
Could
just
be.
naturally dogs.
Yeah.
Shout out to the women.
Yeah, all of them.
All of it. Yeah, no, genuinely, like my heel, it doesn't look bad. Like you run your finger down it and it feels not amazing. But like looking at yours, if you don't mind me sharing,
We won't share the photos.
We won't share for you have to pay
that's
for
definitely
those
behind
bits.
the
Yeah,
the
not
paywall.
Patreon. No, it's like, I think it's just so inflamed that it's like rubbing on the back of my shoe, and then it started to cut into my heel. So now I have a cut, and it's like purple through the back of the Achilles, which is not ideal in any way, shape, or
Time
form.
to taper,
Yeah, tape and taper.
please.
Time to tape and
No,
taper.
Yeah.
nothing to be gained fitness-wise this late.
No,
We've got a couple of questions from people related to the Sydney Mara, so I thought I'd chuck to some of them.
nice.
Kurt wants to know, Kurt Malouf,
King.
best and worst sessions of the block, Sydney Mara block, thus far. I mean, I think for me it was the one you did the following week, 3 by
Yeah,
6
3 by
Ks.
6 Ks. That was my
I
best
got that
session
this
as
Sunday.
well.
You've got this Sunday.
Yeah.
Wow.
We go again.
Ella! After we've just talked about what we've talked about, you are insane. You hit some great times in that though, Kris.
Yeah, that was easily my best session. If I'd done that session, I probably would have done a similar session this week Sunday. This was meant to be peak week.
Yeah.
And if I'd done that exact same session, I would say I was in shape for like a 3:37, if not sub 3:37 marathon.
3:37.
pace.
Oh,
2:37 marathon.
I was going to say.
Is
wait
what
a
sorry.
goddamn minute.
2:37
Beep up
marathon.
boop. Calculate.
Yeah. So I would have been in incredible shape, and that session itself felt amazing.
Yeah.
Like probably felt like I had more in the tank at the end, like in that last rep of the 6Ks.
Yeah.
It's good.
Good session to
Which
do.
was amazing.
Like 3 or 4
Yeah.
weeks out. Great session.
So that was best session. Worst session, probably 30Ks in the torrential rain.
Solo.
Solo. No music. Horrific.
Dog.
Head noise.
That's a big brick though.
That is.
Big
Yeah.
brick.
It's an
Yeah.
enormous brick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's shit while you're doing it, but great when you're done and you're
Yeah.
in a fresh,
But after.
fresh kit
Yeah.
in a warm house.
You're like, job's done.
Yeah.
Job's done.
Nice.
And it's like
Yeah.
not even 9 a.m. on it.
Bang,
Yeah.
injured.
Literally.
Anyway,
Shout out
Yeah.
to what we were chatting about before,
Yeah.
gym work. I mean, mine would be the same. Best session was that. I did it the week after you because, funnily enough, dealing with the calf niggle, it's all interrelated and was maybe telling me to back off. But I did wait a week and did that session. Felt really good. Ran CP, solo as well. Worst session, it's hard to think. Feel like, being where I'm at now, managing this, I similarly could have been in the gym more a lot earlier. I think you've got to delay the gratification of what you're doing, and you've talked to it really well before. Of like, you took 22 weeks to get to Gold Coast. I didn't take 20 weeks to get to this point. I sort of backed off. I was doing other bits and pieces, which it's not that I regret because I have been pretty intentional with what I've been doing in my life outside of running. So I maybe couldn't have changed that or wouldn't have. But yeah, going to Boston, I'm like targeting 2:30. I know I need to get those in. So that might not be the worst session, but it would be something that I will look to change moving forward.
Nice.
What about you, Buddha? Best and worst of this block?
Best and worst, I want to say, was Wednesday. Collectively, it was the best and also the worst session. It was 5 by 1K and then 5 by 500. And it was spicy.
500 off?
No, 200 off.
Like a bullet train, hey?
Yeah.
That rest. No time at all.
The 1K reps felt good, but it was tempting to go quicker than what I wanted to, just knowing that the shorter reps are coming. But like hit 340s for the 1Ks and then hit 320-ish for the 500s.
Amazing.
Which I'd never hit that before.
Fast.
So
Yeah.
so
good.
sore. Like
So it was bad because of the soreness.
Bad because of the soreness,
Right.
pulled up, which is probably why the back end of this week has just been grotty. Good
word.
Yeah.
Vernacular.
Yeah. So collective 1.
Love it. I
Cameron,
mean,
what you got?
not really a block for you, right?
Yeah, it's not really been a block, but I mean, started this easy. The same session is my worst, best, and worst. 2 weeks ago, I spoke about it on the pod the Wednesday morning. It was 8 by 3 minutes, and I felt it was after the week after Sydney 10, so like 4 days after a 10K, and I felt atrocious. Couldn't get myself really below 305, 306 average for that 3 minute block, the 3 minute blocks.
Which was what, like 5-10 seconds off pace?
I was probably targeting like sub 3 at least. I would have in the sort of 258 average range, and was by the end like ripping like 310s, and I'd just done the 10K at 305 average. Like I just couldn't put my head around it. I think I went a bit too hard in the gym the day before, and it just cooked me. And then the best, in again short period of time, not really a block for me so far, but was again the same session on Wednesday. I felt awesome and ran at like a 253 average or 254 average.
Big zoomies.
And was
Huge.
had a heaps of energy. Felt pretty average, like rocking up to the oval and getting into it. But once I actually started, felt smooth and felt really good. So
Interesting. Do you remember how you felt rocking up to the track the week you ran poorly?
I didn't feel great either. I often don't feel good rocking up to those sessions.
Trying
To
to
be
have a
fair,
chat
it is very
to-
early, and
It's early and it's,
you're always sore.
The
I'm
man
always
needs
off the
to
back of a
wake
double
up.
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tuesday's always a run and gym for me, so it gets hard. But yeah,
Nice.
good question, Cody.
Good question. Run with Phoebe. She wants to know, she hasn't done much hills training. Should she be worried? She's in Perth, so I'm
I'd be
not
worried.
sure
But I'd
the
Very
undulation.
I'd get
there,
some
but
in. If you could.
Hills are an absolute cheat code when it comes to
everything.
running.
Yeah.
Especially for
because
Sydney,
it's-
right? It's
for
the hilly
Sydney, like
course.
for Sydney, obviously it's the hilliest major. Sure, it's a net downhill, but you're still covering about 370 meters of elevation gain, which is huge.
But can I just say, for someone who hasn't done hills, 2 weeks out from O'Mara, I wouldn't go and just run hills. What I would do is go on the
True.
treadmill, go and incline and walk. So you're using the muscles, but
Yeah.
not like
Interesting.
overloading.
You wouldn't just walk outside up and down some hills?
It's Perth, mate. Snow hills.
She raises a good point.
I've never been.
Um,
So.
She?
PC.
I prefer it.
Not
Yeah,
gonna
I think
unpack
the I just think obviously it's too late now, but yeah, I'd mix in. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. But yeah, you just the more hills you do, the better you feel running
Yeah,
normally,
it's
and you
for-
just feel
Yeah.
for your form, like running form, your running
Yeah.
efficiency,
Everything.
it hits like strength metrics as well. Like
Yeah.
you are making gains that you would be making in the gym
Yeah.
by running hills.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's definitely
when I
worth
did it
doing.
for Hocker, like Sydney half, had a lot of hills in that block.
Lock
and-
Avenue got a beating.
Yeah, locked in Avenue it was.
I did that once and it cooked me.
Yeah,
did
I was
that one
doing that
session
all
with
the
you.
way, and by the end we
Wish I'd
ended
have
up
kept going.
Yeah, we ended up with like I think it was 8 by 2-minute hill reps, like a 2-minute hill.
That
rep.
is a long ass hill rep.
2-minute hill rep.
You would be at the end.
That's a big hill to find.
Yeah.
This guy goes quick.
And it was I went from all the way to from the bottom to the very top. That was like it was like a 600-meter hill.
It's like the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I
yeah,
made
that was hills are. But yeah, I wouldn't
pay
like,
the bills,
stress
baby.
too much
Yeah.
about it. 2 weeks out, like
Yeah.
it's not the most crazy. It's not like you're running up a mountain at Sydney, but just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd try and if you can incorporate some ups and downs in your last long run if you can, and just try and mix it up.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe on the day when you're running the mara, like, don't try to
Don't try hammer those
sprint them.
hills.
Just
Yeah.
I'd say with the
Focus
hills, you
on
just,
form.
Yeah, and just maintain effort. Like it's
Yeah.
yeah. Builders like it doesn't matter if you slow down, but just keep your same level of effort.
Yeah.
What is what
Yeah.
you're running on the
Yeah.
hill? You
And
don't
also
just slow down.
Plan it. So like Sydney obviously has a lot of downhill. So you can buy some time with the downhill. Like if you're running 5 to 10 seconds faster on the downhill, you know you've got that banked up
Yeah.
for the uphill.
And not to scare you, but kilometre 40, Miss Macquarie's chair,
Ugh.
there's some hills in that.
Just a little sharp ones.
So good,
Yeah.
good luck.
Yeah.
But you'll send it.
See you in Sydney.
See you
Coming up from
soon. Ethan Burnett, producer, sometimes cameraman,
Yeah.
camera boy, legend, listening to the pod.
Camera boy.
Camera boy. He's not a cameraman.
Power
He's a
move.
young boy.
What?
Love you, Ethan. What's more important in a marathon? Your mindset and grit to push through the pain cave, or a proper proactive deload week/weeks leading up to the race? Or he's then added, would you rather have a bad mindset on the day and be in your head complaining, or just full send a mara without adjusting your week-to-week training?
Oh,
Like neither. Like,
neither are good.
I think the deload. So
Yeah.
you wouldn't have to be in that mindset of like, I have to push through, because you'd feel fresh. Yes, you're going to have to still push through, but like
yeah.
if you've got dead legs starting it.
we were talking about it this week.
I was gonna say it's that
A-
video that you posted.
Mindset
There's a
cannot
beat training.
beat training.
Yeah.
Um,
It doesn't matter. Like
It doesn't matter if you think you're an absolute dog. If you haven't done the work,
Yeah.
your body will say no.
But ultimately,
Yeah.
he hasn't put in that option of doing the work.
But
Like,
he's-
probably the deload
that's what he's saying.
from
Like
the training,
having
right?
structured
You have
weeks
to
and
deload
like
from
actually,
the work.
Yeah, but no, but like doing the deload and doing your like actual week to week training more organized, and maybe you go in a bit unaware or like
Yeah.
unconfident and nervous, or you're not as ready to go into the pain cave, like whatever. You'll be better off having done a structured block. Like
Yeah.
if you give me two people, someone who's like, again, I wouldn't really respect them as a dog of like their mindset if they haven't done the work. But let's just say a situation where someone's done an really undercooked block, but they're like a mental warrior or something, and someone who's done a really structured 100k, like 80ks, whatever structured block, and they're really nervous and they're not sure how hard they want to go, and maybe they don't want to push as hard. I would take that person.
Yeah.
Because the work is what will come on the day.
I feel like that was me in New York. I was like, how am I meant to run a 4:15 average pace? Like,
Yeah.
and that's for sub 3, and then we crush it. But we've
Yeah,
done the work.
we've done the work.
and it
I think,
almost
like,
seemed easy.
In this day and
Sounds
age,
stupid, but
there are a million operators who think that they have the mindset of David Goggins,
Yeah. You just
and
don't.
forget
you just don't.
That's simple.
that you can't read a book about David Goggins and have his mindset, because he also did the work. Like
Yeah,
he is an absolute animal,
the mindset.
and like
yeah.
sure, your mindset could be strong as you have all the belief in the world, but if you haven't run the race or done the work, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, you don't actually have the mindset. The mindset
Yeah.
is grown from doing the work, and there was that
Yeah, Steve. I was just about to say.
the Steve Magnus post
Yeah.
yesterday, who's been on a heater, by the way. Great follow, Steve Magnus.
I reckon he's a buy this week. I'm just going to call it
I
early.
was
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy what he's posted. So he talked about how confidence is developed in training. Like evidence based is where like your confidence should be evidence based. Like it's all well and good being like
Yeah.
I'm confident in my abilities, but when it all gets so hard, you're gonna have moments in a marathon and in any race where you want, like we talked Sydney 10k, 6k's in, you're like, oh man, I want to quit, or like I
Yeah.
can slow down. Like I think about it when I got to Gold Coast and I was 36, 37, my stomach was cooking and I'm like, is this over? And then saw you and we're running like 38, 39 and I'm in the cave. And I think back to the sessions where
The 30Ks when it's hammering down with rain.
literally
You've done it yeah.
exactly
The 15K you did Tuesday night
Exactly.
at 9:40 p.m.
Exactly.
Or whenever it was, 9 p.m.
Yeah, like
Stupid hours.
getting it like they're the sessions that give you confidence to deliver on race day. Like they're the things that give you the strength of mind.
Yeah.
Not you being like, I've listened to a audio book on Goggins saying to who's
Or
going to carry the boat.
Or it's in my ears at kilometre 30.
Exactly. It's
Like
not
his
gonna-
voice ain't gonna make your legs feel better. It's the
Yeah.
12 weeks of training, the strength,
Exactly.
the gym, like doing
Sorry,
the
David,
work.
if you're listening to this.
Yeah.
As you can tell, we have a soapbox that we could stand on and
Exactly.
preach about this all day.
Exactly. But
Thanks
we
for your
sh-
question, Ethan.
the
No, it
answer
is-
the answer is do the work.
It is a
You'll
great
do
thing,
better.
but it's also a thing in anything in life, and not to get too philosophical, but
Totally.
like you can't rock up as a videographer, and because you've watched or heard Steven Spielberg speak about how he did a great movie, or someone talking about he was so meticulous with his preparation, wing a fucking immaculate video. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So why do you expect it to happen in a sporting event,
Yeah,
in a race?
exactly.
Like the team that trains well, like what's the saying?
Wins
the more
well.
the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war.
Yeah.
It sounds real cheesy.
Bars.
That is good.
Yeah.
The more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in
mean,
war. And it's like
yeah.
you got to put in the might.
Yeah.
Should we all
Yep.
take a few deep breaths?
I don't think we should. Fight up.
Ready to run.
Yeah, let's go. My Achilles is fine, baby.
Is what
Nah,
I'll be
great
saying back
question.
to you on the
Should
bus.
we-
Sydney.
Yeah.
Should we burn through this athletics update?
Yeah, I'll be quick. I'll be quick. I was
There
just
are
gonna-
other questions, to be fair. I just want to give a quick shout out. John Valudos, he's asked a really good question, which we could probably unpack for 15 minutes. We'll do it next week.
Yeah, Parker,
Yeah.
put it in next week.
But thank you to him. Sunday Sippers Pod, shout out. There's a few others. Some mates of Cam's are taking the piss.
Beautiful.
But we'll get to any the
Perfect.
following week.
I'll send them more voice.
Thank you
notes
all.
about the-
Oz Athletics update.
W.
Yeah, we're just going to quickly talk about how
He
there's.
went too early.
Yeah.
It's a false start, mate.
Sorry.
Got to wait for that gunshot.
Carry on.
Do you see that?
DQ.
There was like a Norwegian nationals the other day, and they had 11 false starts.
I did see that.
No
Yeah.
way.
11.
11. Got
Like
on the
back
top.
to back to back.
Yeah. Yeah, they mustn't like DQ people with that. It was like under 20 something, and there was some kind of like a siren was going. Anyway, but 11 DQs for
Participation
200,
ribbon at
I
the
think.
end.
And I was like, man, that is noisy.
11 false starts.
False
not
starts.
just
False
one.
start, sorry, yeah. Anyway, I was going to say, Diamond League this week in Poland, a month out from Tokyo World Champs. We were looking at the schedule today. Perfect Tokyo time, just an hour removed. Should be able to watch a whole bunch of it. The men's marathon is Monday morning, 9 o'clock.
SBS.
Get it on while you're having your coffee. It's going to be great. Sunday night is like a 100-meter final. Like, there's just so many good times. But, yeah, the Diamond League this week, there's Lyles and Bednarek 100-meter rematch.
Ooh.
After
Spoke
the
about that
stare
last
down-
week.
After the stare down, they're in the 100. So, Lyles, they ran the 200 that time, but Bednarek won the 100 in the one after, which Lyles didn't run at the US.
That's a poor man's Merrick versus Schofield.
He's throwing logs on this fire.
Clip that.
Keep it burning.
Interesting, Kip Yegon's going for a 3K world record. And
Big.
Jess Hull is racing in it, and she's like
Queen.
pretty much pacing her.
Albion Park
Um,
Queen.
Okay.
So,
Albion Park.
Pacing her to what point do we think?
well, I don't know, like something. Well, she's like.
Is she also running
be
it,
lead
or
runner.
is she
I think she's
specifically
running
said
it,
she's
but I think
paced
they're
it?
gonna go. She's gonna try and hang. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Wouldn't
How
it, be, wouldn't it be epic if Jess Hull just like pipped her?
Yeah. Gotcha.
Jess Hull on her story was like looking forward to like getting out in front with the goat or something like that. Like it just
Come
like,
on.
Love.
So she's fully aware. That, like it's just funny that she's just like, yeah, I know I'm not
In that
level.
league, yeah.
It's just daylight is second there. Cam Myers and Ollie Hall doing the 1500 meters. Your close personal
Mum?
friend
Yeah.
of Ollie Hall. And then the Beatrice Chabet, who's the 5K and 10K, I think she has the 5K and 10K world record for women, is coming down to the 1500 for the first time, where there's a couple of Aussies,
Ooh.
Sarah Billings, Lyndon Hall running in that. And then
Weapons.
the 800 women's Olympian gold, Hodgkinson from
Keely.
Keely Hodgkinson from the UK,
The UK.
is running her first race since the
She's been
Olympics.
out for a
She did it
hot
at
minute.
Hammy in February, I think.
Yeah.
Damn, Daniel.
So she's back for the 800. So just in time for the world champs.
There you go. And that's a month
Huge.
away. 13th of September, correct?
Starts and there's a week. It's on SBS. Bruce McAvaney's commentating. No
Oh,
excuse
no.
to get around
Don't.
it. It's going to be sick. Get around all
Put
the
in that
Aussies.
annual
Very
leave.
good.
There's
We might
so
do
many
One
Aussies.
week.
We might do a couple more than one a week pod
Yeah,
for that. Who
exactly.
knows? Maybe you'll be doing some short form content. Who knows?
Maybe by then.
But Bruce,
Maybe.
the man.
I want to.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
Exciting stuff. You also shared a video yesterday, just quickly, of that 800 meters guy getting running off the track, 2 steps off the track, getting pushed.
Dig you.
Is
Spanish
that under
guy.
18s?
Yeah.
Under 20s Euros.
It's like
Yeah.
a Euro Championship because
Yeah.
they were like Great Britain and Spain were like the front 5.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Yeah.
Very spicy.
Insane.
It's just 800 is so brutal because the first lap is just getting out and like you run the bend and before you break and then you're into actually a pack. So it's a weird one. It's one of the few where you start in a set lane and then you break and then you get into a pack and you kind of jostle around and before you know it you've got 1 lap left and you just kind of like, oh, I've got to go. And people get to that, like it was exactly where that happened, that 250 range, and they start to panic. And you go, I'm boxed in here. It's not gonna, like, number one rule is, and I'm saying this to people who are far faster than I will ever be at 800, but you relaxing in that thing because a gap will emerge at some point. At some point it sprays out, or there's going to be somewhere you can jump on the inside, it'll open and you can hit a gap. Like there will be a time. But what so often happens is people go, I'm going to lose this guy in front. I'm going to get gapped, or I'm stuck. I can't get in. And then they start jostling and they push and they shove and whatever. And it's so easy to just have your race taken away. Or in that case, tries to take a gap on the inside when it's not there, runs off the track, takes 2 steps and comes back on. DQ'd. See ya.
I saw a great little excerpt from Callum, can't remember his last name, from Distance Project, the team. What do they call themselves?
Don't know.
No
What's
idea. Sorry.
Anyway, these guys in the UK, Hocker runners, all unbelievable. He's an 800 guy, and he ran a meet. I think it was in Belgium, and I think it was like the first heat. He ended up going across in like 6th or something. Didn't end up progressing through.
Yeah.
And he was saying how like even at the back of the pack was so jostly, and he's just thinking to himself, guys, none of us are placing here. What are you doing? Like, we're going to injure ourselves. Like, it's just 800 is crazy.
Yeah, it's just a brutal distance.
Yeah.
So
It'll be fun to watch in Tokyo.
Peter
be.
Bowl, can't wait to see. Hope he can contend for
Place.
a podium. Be unreal.
Yeah.
And an Oz record.
Exciting stuff. There's always a segment that I have in here called the long run, which we never really get to discuss, but maybe we can park that. We've been
Park it.
going
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
I think, close to an hour, a bit over an hour. But as always, we are buying, selling. What are we running to, running away? Do we want to can one of those names? It's just buying, selling at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, buying and selling.
People know.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you buying? What are you selling?
What are you buying? What are you selling? I mean, we alluded to it earlier.
It comes off the back of an absolute heater Steve Magnus post that I sent to multiple people who were in the block and was just like, it got me fired up. And we spoke about it earlier, but what I'm selling more broadly is just consistency. Like,
You're selling it.
no, I'm buying it.
Okay.
Sorry, did I say selling?
You said
I
selling.
thought you
Okay,
said selling.
I'm buying it hard. Is
No one wants
consistency.
to know
I'll
about
take
your
10.
state.
Yeah.
10 of those.
Pause.
I got all the consistency you can get. It goes to our point earlier. We've obviously spoken about it a lot, but just that whole idea of that consistency is boring. Consistency is just relentless. And I saw a comment on that post that I really liked that said, you only get to show, there's less than 1% of the time where you get to show the work you've done in the other 99%.
Love that.
It's just, the race day is just a showcase of all the work you've done, and it's not glamorous in the, like we said, the cold runs or the late night ones where you got to fit it in, or you get up early and you're fitting around work and you're making it happen and just being consistent and diligent and making sure that you don't miss things. Obviously, there's times we have to adjust and change your training, and that is a different situation, but just being relentless and being disciplined and being consistent is where you get rewarded. And I think when you can shift your mindset to the fact that the work often isn't actually in the run, it's getting out the door, that you get, once you shift it, like the biggest thing about marathons I find, and seeing people, mates do it for the first time, is how the mindset shifts to how they approach stuff. I think I said to James, I said it to my mate Haz the other day, that like when you can get to the point where you are looking forward to it being tough, that is the biggest win. I was talking to my mate Haz last night, and he's like, yeah, I'm just really excited to like empty the tank and see where I get to and really test myself. And I'm like, if you're at that point, you've won, because realistically You've conquered the thought of I'm scared, I'm worried, I don't know, I can't be bothered. Like all those things are done. It's once you mindset shift, then you're already away. Like the work, everyone, once you've locked into that, it's a win. So I'm buying consistency, and just that is the number one goal of being an athlete of any level, is just being consistent. It's the hardest part. So yeah, long way to say it, be consistent with your training.
Love it, man.
I got 2 buys, one running related, and you kind of touched on it before, and one completely not running related. I'll start with the running related. Steve Magnus as a follow.
Yeah.
If you're not following Steve, can we clip this and, I don't know.
Shout out Steve.
Steve.
I don't even know much about his background,
he's
but was he a
Nike running?
beast runner?
He said, I think he used to be like a child, like he was like a bit of a prodigy going out.
Alluded to
sort
it.
of flamed out.
Should have to do a deep dive. Maybe we'll get him on the pod.
Yeah, maybe.
Shout out if you want to come on the pod.
He just kind of does like a carousel of like quotes of a sort of
a diary dump.
He's just almost unpacking a blog, almost like a piece of writing.
Yeah,
and he is just on the nail every single time.
Yeah.
Follow Steve. And my other buy is track pants.
Trackies.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yep.
nice.
Get home from work, straight out of my jeans, into trackies.
Dad things.
I am off the clock.
Yeah.
And it's the best.
Can I tell you, just to add to that, not that this is my buy, but I uncovered this a few years ago, probably around the time I was 30 as well. But it was in like the working from home era of my life. Early shower, like I'm talking, if you're going to bed at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m, you're having your shower at like 7. You're then putting on track pants. You're then tucking in your shirt into your track pants, and you're knocking around the house in socks and slides probably as well. Yeah. So like full dad mode. Not that I'm there yet, and not that I do that anymore because I just get home too late.
You definitely do.
But I'm just adding to that.
Yeah,
I like it.
Real good.
Go on.
Bouda.
Yours are all philosophical. Mine is practical for the gals out there.
Go on.
Considering this week has been absolutely hammering down with the rain.
Dreadlock City.
Yeah, Dreadlock City, but we've uncovered a hack. So shout out to Till and the gals who got me onto this one. But bubble braids. You have absolutely no idea and won't ever battle this. But you pretty much put your...
Looking at all three of our facial expressions. To be fair,
but yeah.
All of our facial expressions are like, what?
Let me tell you, if it's in a plait, it's dreadlocking. If it's just out, it's dreadlocking. But ponytail, and then you essentially like put little braids or little hair ties like along the ponytail.
Okay.
Doesn't knot up. So, and chuck some conditioner in there. Your mum is your dad.
Get a wash while you're at.
Free wash.
Two for the price of one.
Yeah. Practical element.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
That's it.
I mean, yeah, my mind's bounced back and forth to a few things. It's going to be cheesy, but I released it a couple of days ago. I'm buying the episode that I did with...
Hey, nothing like
I started
that.
it. I haven't finished it, but I did start it.
Self-promotion.
Yeah, with Jimmy McCleary, founder of Aid Station. I think we've talked about a lot in this episode, but being consistent, and you can talk about the mindset shift of a marathon, but it's a mindset shift in life as well. When you start treating things, not say you always have to be super serious about things in life, like treat things like play, like children do in a lot of ways before life does get super serious, before you're trying to be too cool in the playground and all of that crap. But he is a guy, Jimmy, who has worked very hard to build something that has seemingly taken off overnight or in a very short space of time, but it's through, like, it's his 7th business. And I'm not going to unpack the whole pod here now, but yeah, just editing it and going back through it. A lot of gratitude for that. It's something that I love to do. I'm really enjoying this pod. I feel like in this moment, this has been maybe one of our best. I'll let the people decide. But yeah.
If you think so, give it a 5 stars.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
I was going to say.
And now wrap it up,
give us a
Rien.
5-star anyway.
Yeah.
I was going to say, we're only putting out the audio now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and full visuals. Hello, hello, hello. You should look
We're all
down the
pointing
barrel
the
of that
camera
camera.
for those on Spotify.
It's on YouTube, so watch YouTube. Please subscribe. I think we're at 6 subscribers at this point, but it's already getting a few more views than that. We already got 1 dislike on our first video, so we're 1 thumb up, 1
Tell
thumb
us
down.
what you really think.
it was me.
When we get haters, we're flying.
But getting around
Yeah.
the pod, socials doing well. We're obviously building here, just like many bricks in the marathon build. We're hoping that you're finding value in it. We got that code, Never Run Alone, on Aid Station. Check it out. And I think that's everything.
That's it.
Like, subscribe, tell your mum, tell your dad. Come one, come all.
Come running.
Running.